Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a question on the email. This is from Tajas. I hope I'm saying that right. Hi Matt, I hope that you are having a great weekend. This is Tajas from Vancouver, BC. I'm an accountant assistant by profession, and the beauty of Canada has motivated me to capture images. I'm an enthusiast photographer, mostly shooting landscapes and night photography. I've been following your channel since 2016, and it's been great to see you giving some feedback on several gears. I would like to know which full-frame camera is better for me. My budget is $5,500, which I would like to spend within the next 4 months. I would go with either Canon or Nikon. If you can give me the best suggestion for my question, it would be much appreciated. I was shooting with the Canon T6i before, and I sold it and bought the Nikon D750. I struggled with the Nikon D750 on its focusing system. It was a nice camera. I sold it as well. Now I don't have any gear left. Now I would like to invest some money for the best camera gear. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I appreciate your time and effort, and I hope you'll be more than happy to help me. Thank you, and have a great day. Warm regards, Tajas. Well, thank you for your question, Tajas. And interesting. I am wondering why you were struggling with the D750 focusing system. If it's because when you're getting into, or should I say outside of using center focus recompose, which is what a lot of people shoot and do, if you're getting into the actual nitty-gritty of the focusing system and using it for its tracking and all the fancy stuff that a higher-end autofocus system like that can do, there's a learning curve to it. And maybe that was what you were struggling with, is it just required a little more time on the learning curve? I'm not sure. I'm just wondering, because I've never had a problem with the D750. I really like it for its autofocus system. Same as the D810. Really like that one. But I also tend to be mostly a center point focus recompose guy. So I'm not using that fancy tracking system and whatnot a lot, if at all. So if that's what was the problem, what you were struggling with, it could just be the learning curve on it. The 750 is a great camera. If I was going to spend that kind of money, $5,500, I would either look at, well, on the Nikon side, the D810 is probably what I would go with, because you can get it for a great price right now, especially if you get it used or refurbed. And then you're getting into what was the kind of flagship camera. Now we've got the D850, but by buying the 810, you can save a bunch of money and have money left for lenses. I would probably add to the D810 a 24 to 120 f4 VR, one of my favorite lenses. I would add an 85 f1.8G. If you want something wide, then, probably, that's hard to say which wide I would go with. I'm not sure, if you've got the money, the 2.8 wide from Nikon, which is what, the 1424 f2.8, I think, is a great lens, but it's pricey. It's going to eat up a bunch of your budget. And then on the long end, I'm going to glaze over that for a minute and go to the long end. In value, if you want a really long lens, depending on what you're shooting, the 200 to 500 is a great lens from Nikon. The 70 to 300 VR is actually quite a nice lens. A lot of people enjoy that lens on an 810. It's a budget-oriented lens, but performs outside of its price point. Those are kind of the lenses I would go with, and I would probably get the 810. That's what I would do with that budget, if you're not heavily into video, because if you want 4K, then obviously the 810 is not going to do that. On the Canon side, you could look at maybe the 6D Mark II. That might be something you want to look at. It's not going to outperform the 810 or the 750's focusing system, but it's still very good. Maybe you want to step into a 5D Mark IV. I think you're getting better value, in my opinion, with a D810 than you are with a 5D Mark IV. However, the caveat there is that if you do want to shoot video, the 5D IV has 4K video, so it just depends. And I would look at probably, it's a tough call. I'm trying to decide what I would go with for the Canon side. Because right now, I would probably stay APS-C with Canon and just put more money into lenses. I'd get like an 80D or maybe the new M50. But out of that budget, and whether you go Canon or Nikon, if you're just primarily photos, I will go with the 810 setup that I recommended. Let me throw that back to you guys. We got $5,500 here Tajas is going to spend. I'm thinking if he's not into video, go with the 810 setup. What would you guys do? Would you go Canon? Would you go Nikon? Let us know which. And then what would you buy? What bodies? What lenses? You got $5,500 to spend. Let us know in the comments below. Let's help out Tejas. Always great to hear your feedback. Helps our viewers when they write in with questions get a more rounded response. Other things to think about that I might not have mentioned or options I didn't bring up. And thanks for your question, Tejas. I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody else has to say here. And stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.